You know what? I worked on Darkman. I was a PA, and
Did you
the
really?
reason why Darkman was so great was because I was a PA.
What are you making?
I'm reducing Dr. Pepper to like a syrup to put on the ribs. It's amazing.
Wow.
It's looking good.
Who's on the show tonight?
Tonight I have my friend George C. Romero. He's a filmmaker, writer, director, producer, restaurateur, comic book guy. It's a cool dude. Cameron.
Hey, what's up?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
see us?
All right.
Chris?
Good.
Hey, man, I haven't seen you in like 12, 15 years.
I know. It's fucking unbelievable, isn't it?
You look younger.
Well, I've got a painting at the house that's getting older.
I want to introduce you to my son, Wyatt.
Hey, Cameron.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
And then over here is my buddy, Ryan.
Nice to meet
Hey,
you, man.
what's up, brother? Where in Kentucky are you?
I'm just outside Lexington in a little town called Mount Sterling.
Far out. How is it?
Yeah. Oh, it's great. Small town living. It's amazing.
Yeah, I just shot a film in Hazard not too long ago.
Okay. We just launched the Eastern Kentucky Film Commission, and we're working on implementing some educational programs on how to work on movies for Arts Alliance there.
Yeah, if you need teachers or anything, I'm happy to come out.
That'd be great. Yeah. Are
Yeah,
you
I
from there?
produce. No, I mean mostly Indiana, but like yeah,
Okay. What took you to Hazard?
that's where the movie was set.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was about. Hazard.
That's a good reason. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, you
So-
should hire Ryan because he only teaches in the nude.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, yeah, and also everything I learned was sexually transmitted to me by Matt. So
Oh,
Cameron, I
man.
cannot believe we're talking. I haven't seen you in like so long. We first met in LA through a friend of a friend, and I went to your screening of your movie, The Screening.
Yeah.
That?
Yeah, I do. I remember basically just going out and smoking outside while I watched every single sales rep in the entire industry funnel out of the screening within like the first 12 minutes, and I just went and sat in in a limo and just got drunk. But we had a lot of fun, man.
I thought it was fun. I thought it was a blast. It was so much fun to be there.
Yeah, it was a fun movie, man. And
Yeah.
you can't find it anywhere in the United States. I think I have like a 480p digital file of it somewhere.
yeah, yeah.
Like
I just rewatched Staunton Hill because I knew we were coming on here.
oh,
That's
I'm sorry.
fun. No, it's fun. What are you talking about, man? That's a fun ass film.
Thank you. When it first came out, people were like, "What is this bullshit?" And then within a few years after its release, I think it found like an audience. I think people started to understand that we were trying to just have fun with the genre.
Yeah, I know it's a piss take.
Yeah, 1,000%. So
Yeah. Did I ever tell you I produced the Danny Trejo slasher Murder in the Woods? And we made like it's just a shitty film, like it's a bad film. And the critics all thought it was a parody, like that's how bad it was. Like we got good reviews and they're like, "Oh, it's a good send up of slasher films." It's like, "Oh no, we're just terrible at what we do."
I spent a while making movies that just kind of made fun of all the things I loved. Because instead of like, you'd think you'd be making all these sort of like homage type projects, and instead I ended up like poking fun at them. And,
Yeah.
but I think that was like a form of compliment. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. I think like it in order like you can make fun of something if you love it. Otherwise you're being an asshole, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, and I think that I spent so much time and got so close to all the things that I grew up loving in this business and, on the screen that it was just easier to kind of like, I don't even want to say poke fun, even though I did say it, I mean, it was just a lighthearted you know, like a love letter or some shit. I don't know, you know. I mean, that's what
for
it
sure.
felt like at the time. I mean, Staunton Hill. My favorite bit in that was when we finally went into the kill room. That was when I learned, like, next time I'm killing somebody on day one. Like, I'm not waiting until, you know, I'm not gonna wait till the end of the movie to kill everybody. I'm just gonna pick somebody and kill them on day one, so everybody knows what they're in store for.
Well, that's kind of like that's the Friday the 13th move, right? What is Friday the 13th the first one to do that, where they kill somebody in the first 2 minutes and then they flash back? They're just like, just so you guys know, we're gonna be killing people before.
Yeah. Well, I think that also happened in Phantasm. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We didn't have enough money to build the actual fourth wall for the kill room.
Hilarious.
We decided to shoot it like a single camera setup, like old sitcoms and stuff did.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a bit, I think, when we cut in there, we're in the middle of, like, one guy's, like, strapped to a chair and his legs cut off. Like, we hid it behind, like, a mop bucket.
when we did Murder in the Woods, we couldn't afford Danny Trejo enough days, so we only shot the front of him. So every scene where you see the back of Danny Trejo, it's his stunt double. And I remember there were a few nights in post where I was like, I have an MFA in this activity, and this is trash.
It's fun though. It's not supposed to be like, people take this shit too seriously. You know, like, I grew up in the days of, like, Hal Needham pictures.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, and Matt did too. And, like, I think that's where we got our fucked up sense of everything. I don't mean to swear in front of your son there, Matt.
No, my son has an interesting question about your father's work, and he's not familiar with it, but
So me and my mom were watching this show called Expedition X. It's like a discovery show with Josh Gates, and he, like, sends out a team to go explore, like, urban legends and conspiracy theories and stuff like that. And one of them was, I forgot where it was exactly, but one of them was about, like, some Spanish zombie group thing. During each episode, kind of towards the end, there's, like, a little segment with Josh Gates, who's, like, the host of kind of of everything. And he usually talks about, like, something related to whatever his team is, like, exploring. And he was talking about how when your dad was filming Night of the Living Dead, he didn't have, like, enough money to do it, and so he, like, sent a letter to his aunts to, like, ask if they could, like, give him some money for it, and then they did. And we were wondering, like, did that actually happen, or
It depends on who you talk to, but I mean, probably. I mean, you know, at the time he was an independent filmmaker working on his first film, and they just were trying to make a scary movie. And, you know, look, every filmmaker, when they're starting out, literally shakes people down for whatever changes in their pocket. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's true. And I'm pretty sure I probably know the aunts that you're talking about. They were my great aunts in Spain. And one was named Nina, one was named Cura. And they were just the most wonderful pair of ladies who ever lived. And they were just so sweet and old world Spanish. And that's probably who he was talking about. But yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, you know, like, there's stories about Mel Brooks going around the commissary at Paramount shaking down people eating lunch for whatever they had in their pocket to try to get movies funded. You know, I mean, that's just how it went. And back then it was, you know, it was easier. You know, yes, they made it for like $100,000, and back then that was a shit ton of money. But at the same time, even back then, it wasn't as much money as studios were spending on movies. And so, hell, you know, I mean, my first movies, I begged, borrowed, and stole whatever I could from anybody who would be, you know, willing to give me a little bit of cash and figure out how to get it back to them. And
yeah, you know, that's how we made Aqua Teen. We just, like, robbed liquor stores, but we didn't have to give it back to them.
Yeah.
Because we were so mean. We would dress up as, like, hoodlums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hoodlum wear, and we would have just like clubs, and we would just like bash into the store and steal all the money. There was never gunshots or there was never any violence. We just said, give it to us. We're making a cartoon.
Yeah.
You'd be
Is it?
surprised.
Yeah. Is it true? It's according to folklore. I've never asked you, like, how long have we worked together? I've never asked you. Is it true that Space Ghost Coast to Coast came before Aqua Teen? Is it
Yeah.
true that that was just like the leftover characters that no one at Adult Swim wanted?
Well, no, it's kind of Space Ghost was rotoscoped out of the original Space Ghost thing, and we incorporated Aqua Teen, and then nobody wanted Aqua Teen.
Okay, so nobody wanted it. People wanted Space Ghost, but no one wanted Aqua Teen.
Well, nobody wanted Space Ghost either. It got 0 ratings. In fact,
Yeah.
all the ratings were always hashtags, and then we put in and then we started making Aqua Teen, and the studio was like, we don't want to ever do this ever, forever and ever and ever. And so we started making them, and they just like silently took off, and nobody told us. Nobody told us it was going crazy. And I remember, this is a story I've told before, but I remember being at Comic-Con, I think in like 2000 2000. And Amazon, back in the day, would have pre-sales of DVDs coming out. And Star Wars, the original number 4 was number 1, and Aqua Teen was number 2.
Jesus.
I was like, oh my God, this is really happening.
You struck gold with that. That was just an amazing show. And I'd been such a fan of Space Ghost and Aqua Teen before we ever met.
Yeah.
And I don't even know that you and I even realized who each other were when we first met, like at first. I think it was over the course of the night that we kind of figured everything out.
Like I had a friend of a friend who's like, oh, this is Cameron Romero. He makes movies and you make cartoons, and here's his number. And we talked. And then I showed up at the screening, and you were kind of half there. Yeah. And then Bikini SWAT. Remember that?
Yeah.
Wait, you guys don't fucking braze over whatever the fuck that is. Like you just said that like we're all on the same page. Tell me what Bikini SWAT is.
Cameron called me up one day and was like, hey, I have this thing. It's animated. You're the only person I know who does animation. And it was like 4 girls like flying in over a hotel with machine guns, and the tagline was these bitches bring the heat.
Jesus Christ.
And so I think we kind of worked it up, and we talked, and we
Oh yeah.
and we pitched it around, and people were like, well, animation is supposed to be funny. We're like, but take a chance. Like, take a chance. Go off script and make this like with levity, but just freaking just action. And that didn't really work out. And then I think we turned that into something else called Fatales.
Yeah.
We worked that.
You and I thought it was fucking funny the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, we laughed about that shit for hours and hours and hours trying to get it.
Yeah,
And
like
we couldn't get everybody else to understand how funny it was.
people think Bikini SWAT was fucking Citizen Kane. Like, did they think it was? Like, how the fuck was everybody confused about the tone of Bikini SWAT?
I don't know.
It just doesn't click. Hollywood's like, if it's animated, it's funny. There's jokes and it's goofy. And
Yeah.
When you put in machine guns and gunfire and swinging in from hotels, it just doesn't click.
I think it was pre-Archer as well, so people weren't familiar with that kind of thing, other than maybe foreign sort of animations and everything. But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, then we turned it into, what'd you say? We turned it into Fatales. That's right.
Yeah.
And we tried to pitch it as like animated, and then we tried to pitch it as like live action, and then it was just misogynistic and
Yeah. Like somehow you guys made it worse.
Yeah.
Like somehow that's worse.
Yeah. It's like, if we make it terrible and unsmart, then maybe somebody will buy it.
Yeah. That's actually like, if there's any young aspiring animator out there, that's the lifespan of your project, is you take it out No one gets it, and then they're like, "Hey, could this be live action?" And then you just eat shit and go home. That's
Yeah.
That's the life. That's the life of a project.
Let's talk about Type and Stare, that amazing short.
You know the history of that, right?
No, I don't.
So I had totally forgotten about that until you sent it to me the other day. And we actually shot that the night before I got on a plane to go to Florida, like the day before my mom died. And we did it like as a joke in the studio. Everybody was just trying to like put a smile on my face. So we had a studio in Pittsburgh. We opened it. It was one of the first. It might have been the first commercial and film production studio in like that part of the state. We did a lot of great stuff and did a lot of great movies and projects and a lot of advertising and had huge clients, but we had a lot of fun. And my mom was in the hospital in Florida. She was dying. And I was getting ready to leave the next day, and I literally was dressed to walk out the door. And this editor that worked with us just was trying to make me laugh. And so we just started laughing and goofing around. And that's when we came up with Type and Stare. And I think they finished it while I was in the air and sent it to me, like while I was flying to Florida. And I walked into like the hospital watching it, like where my mom is dying, and I'm laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just became this thing. It was like this joke that we just sent around. And I sent it to Matt, and I can't believe that you even remember that, man. I can't believe
No, I have it on a hard drive. I watched it twice. If you don't mind, I'm gonna roll it on this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that might be part of the reason that you and I became such good friends, is because we saw the humor in stuff that like the rest of the world just never saw the humor in, and like we had shared this fucked up view of reality. There's something funny in just about everything.
But the whole idea of it with this kid just staring at a screen, you're looking at him like you're not doing shit but typing. You're not typing anything productive. Brian's never seen it, so he'll see it.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. When Matt and I worked together on Underworld at Adult Swim, he used to I'd send him over scenes and stuff, and he'd always email me back, and the note was always, "This makes a little bit too much sense." He's like, "Can you make this make less sense?"
Yeah, we used to.
That was his big note to me most of the time.
So, hey, George, talk to us about your restaurant.
Man, it's awesome. It's been this. It's funny, like my wife and our kid. We would sit around the table for years and, make these big, elaborate dinners and all this other stuff. And
yeah,
I mean, Matt, you know that like I've always loved chefing around, and and so we would make these dinners and we'd talk at the table like, hey, if we ever own a restaurant, like, what would we charge for this? What would we call it? That kind of thing. And then after COVID, there was this restaurant that we had an opportunity to come in and buy the business. It's kind of fucked up because they're tearing up our sidewalks right now, which is not doing our business a lot of good. But
yeah,
this is it.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we kind of modeled the business model of it after Guido's. Do you remember Guido's, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in Santa Monica. So we're Italian fusion. And it's been this fucking wild journey, man. Like, I figured Well, I mean, shit, I've made how many movies and I've been doing this? Like, that's not easy. Like, this can't be harder than that. And then what I learned about the restaurant business is that it's like the actual zombie apocalypse, right? Like, it just never stops
It just
fucking
never
coming.
stopped. Yeah.
And if it's not one thing, it's another thing. If it's not, no customers through the door, your walk-in's dying, or there's a festival in town and you got people throwing away shit-filled underpants in your bathroom, and
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
fucking wild. But we've, we've stuck it out. It's probably been the hardest thing any of us have ever done, but we did it as a family. And my son took over the kitchen the beginning of 2024, so he's my head chef. The Courier Journal out of Louisville put us in the top 5 restaurants in the state of Kentucky in 2024.
Hell yeah.
And I think it's about community, right? Like, we didn't do it. We didn't open a restaurant to get rich, right? I don't know anybody who opens a restaurant to get rich. It'd be nice to take a paycheck one day, but for now, I spent my life as a broke ass filmmaker, and now I can just be a broke ass restaurateur. That's fine.
Hell yeah.
But there's not much more rewarding. I mean, the effects that we've had on the community and the community that's been formed around this place, and we get musicians come in here every Thursday and bring their guitars, and there's so much talent here. And we teach screenwriting out of the lounge. There's some stuff going on in there now.
Oh wow, that's cool.
See that? And I think what we've done here is, it feels important.
Yeah.
I guess might be the best way to say it. Not only for what it's done for us as a family, but the opportunity it's given us to do something within our community that has hopefully touched a lot of lives, and done that using food. And it's so now we're trying to figure out what we're going to do going into next year. We're going on 3.5 years now, so
Dang.
I remember a long time ago on Instagram, you would post pictures of smoking food and stuff, and I'm like, oh my! It's like we have more in common than just making bullshit movies and cartoons. Yeah, because I do that every single night. I'm making something on the grill.
Yeah, for sure.
Us too. And it's funny, like, now I only do it on the days we're closed, which is Sunday and Monday, because the rest of the week we're organic. We're almost a completely zero waste restaurant.
Dang.
We make everything from scratch. Like, the day we took it over, I walked in the kitchen and took the microwave out of there and threw it outside and sent it to its forever resting place, kind of like the fax machine in fucking Office Space.
Yeah.
And we make everything from scratch. It's totally a chef-driven experience, and it's been really fulfilling. It's been probably, like, I don't know, one of the best experiences of my entire life. Like, I used to think the dream was going out to California and making movies and having a studio put them out and having all this money and doing all this stupid shit. And I did that for a while, and I realized how, like, empty and soulless it was, and on a lot of levels, and that's when I got back to doing my own thing and staying independent and staying in that side of things, and not wanting to do a lot of other types of bullshit. And I moved out of LA, and I was traveling around the country for a while, and I passed through Kentucky, and I met this woman, and now she's my wife and, like, the best friend I've ever had, and couldn't ask for anything better in my life. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, we launched the Eastern Kentucky Film Commission. Like, film is in my blood. Like, I will always do that, right? Like, whether it's writing, producing, teaching, whatever it is. Like, and so we've got this film commission now that we launched, and we're working to bring infrastructure and industry to Eastern Kentucky. And right now we're chasing financing to build a school for Eastern Kentucky and teach people in the eastern part of the state, as well as all over the state of Kentucky, how to actually work on a movie. Yeah. The state has one of the most aggressive tax incentives in the country right now, but there's just not a lot of infrastructure here. There's not a ton of line producers, and there's not a ton of cinematographers, and there's not a ton of support companies. There's not a ton of equipment rental places. There's not a ton of, places to get generators. And you know, so that's what we want to teach people. We don't want to teach people how to direct, right? We don't want to teach people, you know, obviously we will, but like that's not the main goal is not the art side of it. The main goal is the economic development and the job creation. Um, you know, so teaching people how to be a grip or how to be a spark or how to, you know, be an assistant camera operator or in the production department or in makeup or special effects makeup or, you know, everything all the way to stunts and all the way to craft services, like teaching people how to do all of the jobs on a movie that actually get the movie made.
Yeah. You know what? I worked on Darkman. I was a PA. And
Did you
the
really?
reason why Darkman was so great was because I was a PA.
Yeah, yeah.
So back to you making Darkman a success as a PA. Like,
Yeah, talk to us about Darkman.
yeah. What was that?
Yeah, I was, you know, when Sam and I were making Darkman, you know, I got that job because I had watched Evil Dead 1 for the 20th time. And
Yeah, for
I
sure.
sent him a VHS. I mailed it. I think I just mailed it to Sam Raimi, Renaissance Pictures, California. And he wrote me back. He wrote me back a letter. I still have the letter. And he was like, I'm making a movie. Call my assistant and let's figure this out. And so I got a set PA job on that film. And he was super nice. And I remember every day he would like stand by the entrance or the exit of the set, shake everybody's hand. And one day he came up to me. He's like, you know, I'm moving on. I'm making these bigger things, but you need to go in and make these independent things. So then I just went and said, fuck it, I'm just going to make Space Ghost.
Yeah, yeah. Was Darkman before or after Hellraiser 3?
Before. So
Before,
Darkman
got
was
it.
my first movie. I think Hellraiser, and then I did something called Ruby in Paradise, and then I did Hellraiser 3, and I worked a little bit on Children of the Corn 2.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and then I worked on Basket Case 3, The Progeny. So there was a
Did you
time
really?
where I was like seeking out the sequels to these movies, the horror movies that I love, just to work on them for like $10 a day. You know, it's like I was a PA, I was a first AD, I was this and that, and it was just a blast.
Yeah, you did the shot in Hellraiser 3 where the chains come in reverse and tie up, right?
Yeah.
At the fuck, you did the Demon Nightclub.
Like,
The Demon Nightclub.
it was. That was Halloween night, to tell you the truth. And I was working with Bob Keane, who had been on the first Hellraiser from you know, obviously the beginning. I'm like, how are we going to make these chains like just get on the door? I'm like, just film it, pull them off, and then run it in reverse. And they were like, what? Nowadays, that would be like, of course that's how you do it.
That was like, I remember that, like, it's funny that you did the effects for the Demon Nightclub, because that's like the scene that people talk about. It's like, man, Pinhead's talking a lot.
Yeah.
like, didn't he just kill people in silence for the first two movies? And it's like, now he's monologuing.
Yeah. He had a lot to say.
He had a lot, like, out of nowhere, he owns a nightclub and he has a lot to say.
Well, that's you know what that was? I think that was all the success going to your head, Matt, after giving Sam Raimi a career.
Yeah.
I know. I got kind of like, I got a big head, I got a big ego, I had no money because I paid them to be on the movie. And but what I loved the most was showing up at like 3 a.m. to the makeup trailer to get Pinhead ready for a 10 o'clock shoot.
Oh, God, I can't even imagine.
Doug Bradley was like just so nice, and I would just hang out and watch him, and they do all the stuff, and then do the lines, and then the pins at that time were Q-tips with the edges with the tips cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound safe at all.
No, it wasn't safe at all. In fact,
No.
I died 10 times working.
I mean, all joking aside, if you would have bumped him, you would have brained him. Right? Like, that's not good. I'm not a fucking OSHA snitch or anything, but
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure I'm not. Like, trust me, Murder in the Woods was a criminal venture. Like, it was. Yeah. Outdoorsman was very professional. Murder in the Woods was good. There were several times I was like, what am I doing right now?
That was like Staunton Hill when we had the scene where the girl's getting chased down the railroad tracks. We had this big ass wrecker truck, and I just really wanted to shoot it running down these railroad tracks. And first of all,
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
yeah. So apparently, first of all, that's illegal.
Yeah.
Second of all, apparently we weren't insured for that, and I guess it went against a lot of other guidelines. And so one of the producers looked at me and said, "I have to leave set for like an hour." And I was like, "Cool, man, we got this, no problem. We're gonna just shoot this little dialogue scene." And he left, and I was like, "All right, he's gone." And I looked at the actors and I said, "Look, how fast can you run?"
Which is, those are the words an actress never wants to hear.
And I said, "Don't worry, this truck's going to be chasing you, but it's not going to be that close because it doesn't have very good brakes." And this fucking thing must have been like 10 feet behind her. And I was like, "Dear God, please don't let her trip."
Oh, yeah. We did. I remember one time we were on a set. I think it was Murder in the Woods, and it was like this back bar was going to, like, a pyrotechnic thing had to explode, and we had like safety people on set or whatever. But I remember the actor. I was a line producer, so I was sitting there with the headset and a clipboard and all that, and she just goes, "Is this safety glass?" And I remember thinking, "I'll be right back." I was like, because I didn't know. I was like, and then in my mind, I was like, I hope to God that's safety glass, because otherwise we're about to shrapnel this fucking set. And to be clear, it was safety glass, but the fact that I didn't know is why you should not hire me for anything.
That's when you just went back to doodling on your clipboard?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, I was just drawing dicks the whole day and collecting my paycheck.
See, these are the unsung positions on a film that people don't know about. Dick drawer.
Dick drawer, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was actually, for Matt at Adult Swim, I was the dick drawer, but I was drawing on his dick. So it had a different subject and predicate.
Yeah. And that's how we sold it.
Yeah, we actually, like, we just had Matt put his dick on the table and it had storyboards drawn on them.
Oh my God.
Wyatt, I'm so sorry.
Well, shit.
Hey, Cameron, what's a good horror movie you've seen recently?
The original Alien.
Yeah, we went to see it in the theater at the 40th anniversary.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just talking to a lady yesterday that have you seen the H.R. Geiger documentary? I think it's called Dark Star.
Not yet, no.
So when he died, so he had, like, his first wife killed herself in her 20s, and then he had like 2 wives after that. So his wife was an actress that killed herself because he was out, like, living the rock and roll lifestyle, and she was just at home in Sweden, killed herself, and he came back, and then they cleaned out his effects to, like, build his museum, and they found an entire room in his house that was just paintings of his dead wife. And, like, we were doing a bit where it's like his second and third wife had to be like, I can work with this. Like, that's not a red flag. The guy painted his dead ex-wife for 30 years, and 2 other women were like,
"There's no way that's true."
He had 2 other women were like, "Sure, I can work with this."
Yeah, they're like, paint me like one of your dead girls.
Yeah. And it's like, hey, HR, maybe could you paint your dead wife like 3 months out of the year instead of... But they bought the ticket and they took the ride, man.
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, there's a certain level of creativity out there that I think creates madness, 1,000%.
Yeah,
I think
for
most
sure.
creativity, especially if it's left unsupervised, can lead to some level of madness for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
Do you know what I think the special sauce in Alien is that no one talks about? Is that it is like working people. It's like rednecks in space. It's working people. Like, how you never see working people in horror movies.
right?
They're just doing their job.
Yeah. I mean, well, like that's like my dad in Night of the Living Dead. It was not these. It was your next door neighbor or your kid or your friend and that had never really been seen in a horror movie, let alone one where they're just going to rip you apart and eat you. I mean, it was it wasn't like these nameless, faceless monsters. It was people that the characters knew in their everyday life, and and that's, I think, what made it so relatable. And I think that that's what you're talking about with Alien is what made Alien so relatable to so many people. I mean, even if you're not a sci-fi fan, I know plenty of people who don't like sci-fi or horror, and they fucking love Alien.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, Harry Dean Stanton reminded me of my uncles. Like, that's
okay.
what my uncles would have done. Yeah. Should I go back? Yeah, that got no reaction. Should I go back to dick drawing? Fuck you guys. Fuck all of you except for Wyatt. You're cool. I'm saying every time I come on this podcast, I'm so mean.
Harry Dean Stanton was amazing. He was incredible. I
Yeah.
just am not sure how to react to the fact that he reminds you of your uncles.
Yeah, all right. Well, it's not a fucking quiz. Next
You
question.
know what? The best thing he did was Alien and then Repo Man.
What?
Repo Man.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, Repo Man's incredible.
Yeah.
Why don't they make movies like Repo Man anymore? That was such a good movie.
Because there wasn't a single lawyer or marketing professional involved with making Repo
You're
Man.
right.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, even towards the, like, I'm just making sure Matt and I never get hired again. Is like, towards the end of Adult Swim, we would have Zoom calls, and there were, like, 20 people on there. And we're like, we're writing dick jokes. Like, why do 20 people need to know? Why do 20 people have opinions on these dick jokes? Right? Like, we're writing about our buttholes. We're writing butthole jokes, and 20 people with MBAs are weighing in.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, even towards the, like, I'm just making sure Matt and I never get hired again. Is like, towards the end of Adult Swim, we would have Zoom calls, and there were, like, 20 people on there. And we're like, we're writing dick jokes. Like, why do 20 people need to know? Why do 20 people have opinions on these dick jokes? Right? Like, we're writing about our buttholes. We're writing butthole jokes, and 20 people with MBAs are weighing in. It was ridiculous at a certain point.
And they would stare, and we're like, why aren't you laughing? You know, metrics are bullshit. It's like, look at Basket Case 3 and the insane amount of money that it didn't make because they didn't do it through metrics.
Yeah.
It made no money.
I was in a pitch meeting a few years back, and they asked me if I don't remember what they called it, but they asked me if I had done some worksheet on the fucking project. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I wrote it. Like, here's the thing. They said, no. It's like this fucking sheet with squares in it.
What?
And, yeah, and it's like a worksheet. And it's like this square is like this demographic, and this square is that demographic, and this square is something else, and this square is something else, and like you have to put all this bullshit in these squares, and like if they don't match up or if you can't make some fucking Venn diagram to make all four of these squares make sense, they're not going to look at the project.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this bullshit? And they were like,
it's also like, it's funny that they would say that to you, because your father's whole testament is that you have to give people what they don't have.
right.
Like, you can't give them what they're asking for, because if they, like, they can already do that.
Right. Yeah. So, I've made a really, 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 relatively unsuccessful career of doing that.
Yeah. You know what? But fuck them, man.
Yeah. You know what? I'm happy. I get to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And, and like, and I love all the projects I've ever done, I mean,
Yeah.
I love all the projects that we're working on right now, and all the shit that's getting ready to go into production and all of that other stuff. And
Can I say,
Yeah. What's up with Rise? Tell me about Rise.
Oh, so we had it, like it was all set to go. We were going to shoot it. I was approved for all these tax rebates here in Kentucky, right before COVID hit. And then COVID shut down everything. And then, that went on for a while, and then the strike happened, and then the other strike happened. And then I think there was another strike, and then, those were over. And by that time we had opened the restaurant, and, so I did it I actually did it as a comic book with Heavy Metal Magazine.
Yeah.
oh, hell yeah.
And it did really well. Like, it went into second printing like the first week it was released, and so it's out there, and I would say we'll probably from the way things are going, the hopefully the plan is to shoot it in 2026. Maybe not till 2027, but yeah, man. I mean, Matt, you know how long ago I wrote that, and
Yeah.
it's literally the only project in my life that I've never wanted to compromise on, because
Yeah.
like I made a very big deal about not wanting to go and like do zombie movies coming up, and like I didn't want to just be George's kid,
Yeah.
not that there's anything wrong with that. Like there's fewer things I'm more proud of in life than being his son. And everything he did, and how actually important Night of the Living Dead became to pop culture and fucking filmmakers everywhere, and
Yeah.
bands and poets and authors and special effects students, and I just did a thing. I just did a thing for a Halloween screening of it where I talked about how that movie went into the public domain, and that had to be devastating for my dad and all those guys back then. But the way I always looked at it, and Matt, you probably remember me talking about it, is like I always looked at it like it was an open source. They inadvertently created an open source creature, right?
Yeah.
So back then, kids wanted to make movies. They wanted to make horror movies. They wanted to play around with creatures. But like, if you tried to make a backyard Frankenstein movie, here would come Universal to sue your parents. If you tried to make a backyard Dracula movie, here would come Universal to sue your parents. If you tried to do, anything. And then here come my dad and these guys. And because of just a silly fuck up, their movie ends up in the public domain. And it created this like monster that people could use as a bad guy and not get in trouble.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to learn how to do special effects makeup, you could make zombies and not get in trouble. And if you wanted to, you know what I mean? And like, if you could find Tom Savini's phone number, you could call him and he would tell you on the phone how to do zombie special effects, which was one of the coolest things about the guy. And, and like, so there was this kind of springboard that launched this whole generation of sort of creativity, which I think is what helped kind of secure its place in the canon of pop culture.
Yeah.
Because
can I say something too? Is that I think that it launched. I can't speak for Matt because Matt's like kind of one generation above me, but it kind of like it launched my generation. Like it let us know that it was possible to be a dirtbag filmmaker. And I think like when you look at Hitchcock, you see the guys in the suits and you see the like having lunches at Hollywood and all of that, and it was like that's not us.
No.
But neither your dad was us. Like he was like, guys, you don't need any of that.
Yeah, 1,000%. And then look what everything it birthed. I mean, look at all the shit that we have now. I mean, and I'm not just talking about big franchises or big other movies or movies with this A-lister or that A-lister. I'm talking about literally everything from fucking punk rock to metal to Heavy Metal Magazine did a zombie thing. Which I ended up writing a piece for called Cold Dead War that was kind of continuation of it, but not really, even though it was and it wasn't. That's all another story. I mean, fuck, it's everywhere. And so they created this open source thing, and then the whole time I was coming up, everybody's like, well, why don't you do a zombie movie? I don't want to do a zombie movie. If you're George's kid, you should do a zombie movie. Yes, I am his kid, and that's why I'm not doing a zombie movie. Well, why don't you want to do a zombie movie? I'll finance a zombie movie if you want to make a zombie movie. I don't want to make your zombie movie. Hey, I have the zombie script. Will you make it? No, I won't. For years and years and years and years and years. And then finally somebody asked me, they said, listen, if you were to make a zombie movie, and they kind of lost me for a second there, and I was like, fuck, here we go again. And it wasn't that I didn't, it's like, I've always loved zombie movies. I've loved what he did. I loved what they did. But I didn't want to just make a zombie movie because my dad made zombie movies, right? I wanted to
of course.
do whatever I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then somebody said to me, they said, listen, if you were to make a zombie movie, and I was like, fuck you. And they were like, well, what kind of zombie movie would you make? And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you've posed a question to me unlike anybody has ever posed to me. And I said, why don't you give me a week? And they said, okay. And I went home and I wrote The Rise. And it went by different names back then, and in the first draft, I actually blew up most of Pennsylvania at the end of
Yeah,
it, and
yeah.
then I realized, well, this takes place prior to Night of the Living Dead, so I can't blow up Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it became the zombie movie that I would make if I was going to make one, and and then it became this project that was like I was getting meetings all over town, and there was all kinds of interest in it, and people loved it, and but everybody wanted me to change it into, like the biggest note I always got was, well, this doesn't feel like a George A. Romero zombie movie, to which I would always say, no shit.
Yeah.
Like you didn't ask me to make a fucking George A. Romero zombie movie. You asked me what kind of zombie movie I wanted to make.
Also, what a
Well, if you
shitty thing to say anyway.
Yeah, and if you could make it more like something your dad would make, then we'd be interested, and I'd be like, fuck yourself,
Yeah,
Uh,
also those same people wouldn't have done what your dad did if it was your dad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I ended up kind of getting my back up about it for a while, and I got pretty protective of the project. And then I had this great meeting with these great guys, and they wanted to do a deal, and everything was wonderful. Um, and I said, okay, well, let's do it, And so they said, okay, we're going to put together the paperwork. We went back and forth on paperwork. And they said, why don't you come into the office? I want you to meet our other partner, and we'll sign the papers together. And I was like, all right. So I go in the office, and it's at one of the big studios, where I also had an office at the time. So I was allowed to walk around that place unsupervised. And so I show up to this meeting, and here's this partner I've never met before. And he's like, listen, as soon as you sign this paperwork, the first call I'm making is to the CW network, and we're going to do this as a high school musical comedy.
What?
And I literally just kind of like sat back in my chair, and I put the cap back on my pen, and I looked at these guys, and I just got up and left the room. And, stuff like that ended up making people kind of think that I was just kind of an asshole. But
Yeah.
I don't really care, because like this is the project that, like, this is it's my take on what I think is important from the original stuff. And it's like, what's a good way to put it? Like you make a vampire movie today, right? Like vampires, they wooden stakes kill them. They can't have sunlight. They don't see right. There's rules, right? There's rules, and these rules
There
have
are
never
rules,
changed. Same thing with zombies. The rules have never changed. The Rise doesn't change those rules, but it expands them a little bit, because there have been how many thousands of zombie movies out there that pay respect, to what my dad and those guys did in 1968, which is amazing and wonderful. But at the same time, we're talking about an open source creature. It's okay to expand the rule set a little bit, but I don't think just anybody can do that, and I don't think that any project can do that. And so The Rise was designed very specifically, not as a prequel, but as what I like to call a prologue, which is a story that takes place over a very, very specific period of time prior to the events of Night of the Living Dead, which is why people call it a prequel. It opens up the sandbox a little bit, so people can, moving forward into the next 50 years of Romero zombies, people will be able to play by a little bit of a different set of rules.
Yeah.
And still have fun doing.
Do you think the guys that made the original, do you think that team knew that they were setting up rules like that, or do you think it was a happy accident?
I think so much about that was a happy accident, but
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that. I wasn't born yet, and I wasn't there.
Yeah, I want answers, not excuses.
Yeah, I was
So-
there. I'm in the movie.
What?
Well, I'm in number 1 and number 2.
Yeah.
Number
It's
one,
called Night of the Living Dead 2. It wasn't called Dawn of the Dead. It was called Night 2.
The Deadening.
Yeah, the dead.
Night of the Living Dead 2, The Deadening.
Yeah, it's like there was a freeze spray. It's like you have a wart, you freeze it, the deadening.
Yeah.
That's actually how zombies were created. They
They were huge warts.
they were pieces of warts that were frozen off with over-the-counter medicine.
Yeah. And they're like, who did this? And they're like, some fucking idiot named Matt Maiellaro.
Yeah, I know. It's like I never got credit. I never got money.
It got cut out. What he did got cut out.
Yeah. I mean, I have the footage.
Yeah.
was shooting my ward.
Yeah, his character was called Creepy Pharmacist.
Yeah.
How did you have time to do that while you were launching Raimi?
Well, you know what? I told Sam, it's like, hey, look, you're doing good on this. I need one day to go over here, and this was in the future and the past at the same time.
Yeah,
So
for
I
sure.
have to go back to 1967 to shoot this thing, and then I'm going to email it. You know, back then there wasn't email, but I mailed it. I mailed a video. I mailed a 8mm film of me to George, your dad, and said, just think about this. Just think about it. And then
I remember that. I was actually there.
I know you weren't born yet, but you were there.
Right. Yeah, I was there.
I wasn't born yet either.
Yeah, he was the twinkle in his dad's eye.
I was the twinkle in the milkman's eye.
Yeah.
I remember back in like before The Walking Dead. I would always say that George created the zombie, and I was running around Hollywood pitching this Western zombie where it was like taking over, and because news moves slow in the South.
Yeah.
And like, why do you want to do zombies? It's like everybody was like, why do you want to do zombies? It's like, because you can't kill them. It's like they just keep coming at you.
Yeah.
I just got shit. No.
Yeah.
And Walking Dead came out, and then I sued Walking Dead because I was walking one day, and I didn't feel good. I felt dead, and so I sued him.
Yeah.
That was the day that you actually died, though.
Yeah,
Right?
but I
Yeah.
got billions and billions of dollars.
I always love when fucking studio people are like, why zombies? When it's like just some dude and you're like, why not zombies? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck have you ever done? Like on Murder in the Woods,
What
people,
I want to say to them is like, how much money do you make and what do you spend it on?
yeah. Like on Murder in the Woods, people are like, why do we need another slasher? And it's like, why don't we need another slasher?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
what-
zombies are fucking cool.
Yeah, because zombies are cool.
Why do we need another slasher? It's like, what's wrong with your home life? What did your mom say to you that made you say that to me?
Yeah, just so it's so stupid that like actual filmmakers have to answer to people that like answered phones at CAA for 2 years.
You're just
Like,
trying to
why
put
do
the
you wanna
final
do
nail in all our careers, aren't you?
Yeah, this is brought to you by Creative Artists Agency.
Hey, we
CAA
should
for
get together and work on a project. Never mind. Nobody will take our calls ever again after that.
what if this podcast is what kills our career?
Great idea for a podcast. Let's get together and fucking just collectively commit career suicide.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I actually committed career suicide when I signed my contract to work with Matt Maiellaro.
Yeah.
I used to call places and be like, I'm working on this thing with Matt. And like, it was the weirdest thing. Like, I think it was the time, there was a time in LA when like all the phone lines went down at the same time. And it always seemed to be when I would call somebody. Because I'd be like, Matt and I are working on this project, and then the lines would just be dead.
Just dial tone. Just dial tone. We'll have to explain to Wyatt what dial tone is. You have no idea what dial tone. It's not good.
It's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing.
That's
Remember when
what
you used to be able to like, when people could tell if you hung up on them, you'd be like, "Fuck you," and you'd fucking slam the phone.
Yeah,
People on the other end would be like, "Oh God." Now it's like, "Oh, I'm so angry at you."
Boop. It's just a booping sound.
You can't even angry poop.
Cameron, thanks so much for being on this show.
Yeah, it's been wonderful, man. I miss you terribly, and it's great to meet you guys. And I'm so happy I'm here. I'm sorry again about last week. It was unavoidable.
No, don't worry about that.
Hey, no problem. And
over
we
here.
should. I'll be in touch about the Kentucky Film Commission if you want to.
Yeah.
I'd be happy.
KentuckyFilm.org.
I'd be happy to teach line producing, whatever y'all need.
How to end careers quickly.
Yeah. It comes with the thing and you unclick it and it's a slur. Lesson 1. Email slurs.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. It's really good.
Yeah,
All right.
it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's good to see you, brother.
You too, man.
Take care,
See you soon.
Wyatt,
All right.
study hard, stay in school.
Yeah, don't become a filmmaker.
Yeah, don't do it, man. Go to nursing school. It's a fucking nightmare out here.
Make money.
Open a restaurant instead. It's so much easier.
Yeah.
That sounds like it.
All right. Good night, you guys. Thank you.
Excellent.
Bye.
See you.
Ha ha ha.